Today, I'm going to be flying from Kuala Lumpur to Singapore with Scoot on their 787 in economy.
But yeah, looking forward to starting to make tracks home, and today is the first leg of that journey. Obviously very bare to the bones in terms of what you get on this flight.
If you're watching one of my videos for the first time, over the last few weeks, I've made my way from Australia up to Singapore and then Malaysia, trying out different airlines along the way. In total, I've spent 4 nights in Kuala Lumpur and even managed to fit in a day trip to Penang. But for now, it's time to slowly make my way back to Australia via Singapore, so let's get into today's video where I've already left my hotel and I'm currently on a grab ride on the way to Kuala Lumpur International Airport 2. Right now, we're on our way to Kuala Lumpur International Airport 2, which is a low-cost carrier terminal. And since I already complained about the distance to the airport from the city a couple of videos ago, I'll spare everyone from another rant.
Alright, greetings from Kuala Lumpur International Airport 2. I've just finally arrived here. Today I'm heading off to Singapore. It's been great being in Kuala Lumpur, spending 4 nights here, and I've been able to go check out Penang. That was also great as well. But yeah, looking forward to starting to make tracks home, and today is the first leg of that journey. So I'll be going from Kuala Lumpur here down to Singapore with Scoot Airlines on TR or flight TR 453. Spending the night in Singapore, and then tomorrow I'll be making my way back to Australia on another Scoot flight. But I think today the flight is going to be on an A320. The last time I flew with Scoot would have been about February 2019. That was actually on the A320 Neo, more specifically Japati Party. And I remember that plane was really quite new when I flew on that, so that was great. And yeah, today I think I'm flying on an A320. I don't believe it's a Neo. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. When I actually booked the flight, it was actually a 787, but to be honest, I don't mind. I'm happy it's going to be an A320 because tomorrow's flight back down to Australia is obviously going to be on the 787. So yeah, definitely looking forward to it.
As a correction, at this stage, I was still under the impression I was flying on an A320. However, I've since learned that Scoot operate the 787 on flight TR453 on Friday, Saturday and Sundays, with a mix between the A320 and A320 Neo on the other weekdays.
So I just made it through security and customs. Not really too sure how thorough that was. I mean, security-wise, I just put my bag through the X-ray machine, but my pockets are still full of my phone, wallet, everything else. And even though everyone that walked past through the X-ray machines or the metal detector, sorry, they were just beeping, but no one was really saying anything. They were just letting everyone walk through. So I don't know. Hopefully it's thorough. Anyways, just walking across the sky bridge now and making my way towards the gate, but I'm still pretty early. I was just thinking it's been pretty good. At least I've got to see both terminals because I arrived from Singapore 4 days ago. It would have been from Terminal 2 here because I remember crossing over the sky bridge, and I arrived on AirAsia. And then, when was it? The day after, I flew from Kuala Lumpur, International Terminal 1. And that was flying with Malaysia Airlines up to Penang. And then back down, I think it was also 1. So at least I've got to see both anyway, because now I'm leaving from 2 today. Hopefully that makes sense. I feel like I just confused myself then. But anyways, so I think I'll just walk around the area near where my gate is, maybe try and find something to eat. Yeah, I still think I've got at least an hour and a half before boarding, but I just wanted to play it safe because I knew how far it is, how far the airport was from the city. So left pretty early today. So as it turns out, that obviously wasn't the last security point, because I was thinking it was very relaxed. But I just went and bought a water then, and the lady was asking me, did I want to finish it now or did I want to have it on the plane, because I won't be able to take it through security. So all good. That wasn't the proper security check. That was maybe just because going over the bridge or something. No idea. Someone who knows this airport well, I'm sure they'll let me know. But yeah.
After making my way through the actual security check at gate P4, I finally caught sight of today's aircraft, which is a 787 Dreamliner, and for those interested, 9V-OJJ, which is a 3-year-old aircraft and has the Pokémon livery. Today, I'll be sitting in seat 25A, which is a standard seat in economy. The Scoot 787 has 2 aisles with a 3-3-3 configuration and has different zones depending on the level of comfort you're after for your flight, which I'll get to in just a moment.
Okay, on the plane now. Boarding was a bit of a schmozzle, to be honest. I think it was a bit of a free-for-all. Everyone just got up and lined up, and there was no real order in who went on first and who didn't, but it doesn't matter. I made it on pretty quick, so yeah.
Getting back to where I was in regard to the seats you can purchase on this flight. Firstly, Economy Standard, which is the seat that I'm currently in. Super seats, which have up to 30% more legroom than standard seats and a pitch of 34 inches. Then we have stretch seats, which have 50% more legroom and are located closer to the front of the aircraft. Scoot and Silence is also a seat you can select, which has a rule of no children under 12, and in this area you can also reserve super and stretch seats. And at the very front of the aircraft, you have Scoot Plus, which boasts a 22-inch seat width, fully adjustable head and leg rests, including a leg room which is double that of economy standard.
It's obviously very bare to the bones in terms of what you get on this flight. I mean, there's no entertainment in the seat backs. Space-wise, looks not too bad. I mean, I'm flying on this plane tomorrow for a long-haul flight down to Sydney from Singapore, but yeah, I'll try and manage.
After waiting for over an hour and 15 minutes sitting on this plane, we have now been told that we will not be departing on time today, which is apparently due to a delay in departure documents. At one point, I even saw a pilot get off the plane and walk up the bridge, and he arrived back after an hour and a half sitting on the plane. Anyways, it's finally time to depart and enjoy the takeoff to Singapore.
Smoking and the use of electronic cigarettes are not allowable for flight. Any attempt to smoke will not be smoke alarm. And you may continue to do so.
On average, flight time from Kuala Lumpur to Singapore is around the 40-minute mark, but today's flight was going to be a good gauge to see what's possibly in store for the longer trip from Singapore to Sydney tomorrow. I tried the Wi-Fi a few times, however I learned later that this needs to be paid for, but I'll save that for next week's video, as you'll be shocked at the price I paid for an incredibly low amount of megabytes. We hit cruising altitude 14 minutes after takeoff today, and thankfully it looks like the windows are not being controlled by cabin crew, as I can see out nice and clearly. After not hearing a single word announced over the PA, I thought I'd look at the tea table size in preparation for tomorrow's longer flight. But after spending a short amount of time on today's flight, I honestly don't think I'd enjoy an overnight flight on these seats. Tomorrow, I have a 7-hour 45-minute flight on this aircraft again. Maybe later, I may take up the option to buy the seat next to me, or I could also buy 2 seats alongside me for some more space, as per my email offer that I have, as it is somewhat cramped right next to my neighbour. In saying this, the legroom is okay though. But for now, let's enjoy the landing at Singapore before we taxi into Terminal 3. And feel free to stick around as I explore more of the Jewel in Terminal 1, where I got to see a small glimpse of it after arriving from Australia last Tuesday. Today's flight over to Singapore is exactly on 40 minutes, and although I would have liked to have flown on the A320 to switch things up, at least I'll be prepared for what's in store for my flight down to Sydney in next week's video. So if you've made it this far into the video, thank you very much for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, as it will help out my channel a lot. Feel free to join me in next week's video as we take a journey on the Scoot 787 down to Sydney, which at this stage, I'll just say it was eventful. But until then, all the best, and I'll see you on the next one.